What's up guys, it's Feeny and welcome to Wild Feeny Wave. Today's video is one that I've been procrastinating for a very long time. I've had this box in my room since April and it's now October. I don't know why I am the way that I am. I'm actually very nervous about this unboxing, but excited as well because I want to see how she turned out. And that is Senhime from Onmyoji 1/4 scale by AniMester. I thought we could do a chill unboxing today, not too much editing or voiceover, just to kind of like ease the pressure on myself, if that makes any sense. I have a very interesting history with this figure, which we'll get into. I think I'm gonna need to change the camera angle. Ugh. Okay, is that angle good? No, it's trash. She was purchased from FavorGK back in the summer of 2022 of June. I put down a deposit of $114 and her full retail price was $449 at the time. But now, maybe we should get into my very complicated history with this piece and how I initially canceled it. But here she is. Okay. So, when she went up for pre-order, I was absolutely stunned at how gorgeous this piece was, especially her face. Like, she had this very sultry and confident look on her face. I mean, there was other aspects of the piece that I was just absolutely in love with, but the face was the main draw for me. And it wasn't until December of 2022 or January of 2023 that we finally got to see what she would look like in hand at some, I guess, figure events. And oh my god, you guys, I was shocked because she looked so different, especially in the face. I don't know if AniMester had problems manufacturing what they wanted to in the promotional images due to like limitations, or they had to make her look closer to what she looked like in the game. I don't know. If y'all know, please let me know because I'm curious. At that point, I didn't know what to think. And then of course, like FavorGK, I think sent me the rest of my invoice in January. And I was in the mental headspace of like, well, I don't want to lose my $114 deposit. So yeah, okay, let's go ahead with the order. I choose the shipping, which was UPS for $120 to the United States. Tracking will start once it hits your country. And then I thought about it and then I panicked and then I canceled my order the very next day. What? I sent FavorGK a cancellation request. And that is because I think the numbers scared me. I know I had already spent $114 a deposit, but then I still had like 300 something left to pay and then the shipping, and that just scared me, especially when I wasn't sure about her new face, as well as some other small changes, but the face was the biggest issue to me. And let me tell y'all, I was gutted. Like for a solid month, I kept thinking about her and I was tossing and turning at night. And at this point I was getting myself more used to her new face, which I was like, you know what? She's still very beautiful. And that is a piece that I want in my collection still. So your girl, after a month, after canceling, went crawling back to FavorGK. I sent them an email going like, I made a big mistake. I still really want her. I'm so sorry to ask, but can you please give me back my original deposit as well as my early bird price? Because at this point they had already risen the price on FavorGK. Fully expecting them to tell me no on both fronts, but they said yes to both my requests. They were like, sure, you can get your deposit back as well as your original price. And this is why I freaking love FavorGK. I was so thankful, and so happy. So I went ahead and paid for her. and she took about 6 weeks to arrive to me. So now I am really hoping that my gut instincts were right and that I will love her. Ooh, okay. Ooh, this box is like, this cardboard box is dying. Oh my God, wow. There's really not that much padding, no padding in there. The figure box feels kind of flimsy. Oh no. Woo. Get out of here. That box is literally trash. I'm sorry. Oh my God, all those noises. Oh my God. Ugh. But it's a very nice box. Although, I think, is this a slip cover? Oh, it is. Aha, wow. Oh, okay, so they have an open window. Okay. Woo. That's what it looks like. Inside, when you open up the top, there's, I'm guessing the base is in there. The styrofoam protects it. And that's the blister probably for the PVC. Interesting how they did that. Oh wow. Literally nothing holding them together. Okay. And of course I lose my scissors. This is my hell. This is what I deserve. This pain and suffering. Girl, breathe, you free. You free, fresh air. Okay, can I just literally pull her out? I think I can. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is kind of an intense piece. And she's actually pretty light. Whoa, whoa. Oh my God. There's like frail pieces. Help me. Help me. Oh Lord, help me. I am not meant for such delicacies in life. God, I'm so bad at angling. And sorry if you hear noises in the background. I can't control the world around me as much as I would like to. But oh gosh, there's so many pieces. Let me kind of go over all the pieces that were included before I start trying to assemble this beautiful lady. We got, of course, the freebie, the acrylic photo of Senhime. That is very pretty. This would be nice to display right next to her whenever she is assembled. Got the, I guess, the badge button of her. We have this strange piece that I guess attaches to the base. Maybe they had this detached so that way it wouldn't break during transit. Got this ring of 2 bells. Don't know where these go, but I will also find out. These 2 frail, skinny tassels. We have her bottom half of her fin here. And then of course we have her hair piece here. And we also got this diorama thing here. I don't know if I'm gonna use it or not, but it's nice for photography. There's this clear yellow effect piece. Yeah. It's been like 3 hours later and I realized it's a fucking dolphin. Of course, her intense staff that is now considered a weapon in my room. Okay, let's put it compared to my head. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Compared to my body. Intense, like, whoa. Royal subjects. The base that has both resin and PVC plastic here. Beautiful. Also, really cool, they included this acrylic rod with 2 like rubbery soft points. And finally, we have our mermaid princess just looking ethereal and otherworldly, and oh, she just, gosh, she looks so stunning in hand. And I'm very surprised, like I mentioned before, that there's just so many pieces already attached to her, which is nice that I don't have to worry about inserting more pieces, but also worrisome because they feel so frail and fragile. Okay, so those are all the pieces. I am going to attempt to assemble her now. So I'm gonna turn off the camera because what might take a normal person 30 minutes will probably take me 2 hours. So y'all wish your girl luck. Okay, let's start the camera and do it.
One eternity later.
Howdy, 'tis I, 4 days in the future. Not that this took me 4 days to assemble, but it did take me 2.5 hours. I know I was joking earlier in the clip where I was like, oh my god, I'm so incompetent, I'll probably take like 2 hours. Little did I know the struggle was going to be so real assembling her. By the time I was done, it was already evening and I got busy with other things until now. And I sadly don't have any proper footage to show you guys assembling her because like it was taking so long and I was getting so frustrated. It wasn't necessarily difficult to find out where the pieces go, even with the shitty instructions, but it was difficult to actually fit them in properly, which we will go over when we get a closer look at her. But you know what? I conquered my fears and she's assembled. So I thought it'd be fun to do this kind of like grand reveal with my very fancy pillowcase on top of her. We have a high budget here. So we'll do a fun grand reveal because I think she's deserving of it and I think it'd be fun. And then we will get into the nitty gritty of Senhime. So let us do the reveal. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. But 1, 2, 3. So epic! Oh my gosh! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Oh my gosh, you guys. Is she not just the most beautiful fishy princess that you have ever seen? Hopefully it's okay. I'm gonna do hand cam feeny mode once again. We'll get up close to the nitty gritty and we'll have some cutaways. Plus, I just don't want to be in front of the camera right now or do voiceover. I don't have the emotional bandwidth, so hopefully this is okay and you guys like it and maybe I'll do videos this way again. But as I usually do, we'll start off with the bottom and then we'll work our way up. So before I start going over everything with this piece, I just want to say I am so appreciative that there is no round circular disc underneath the base. It is such a breath of fresh air, and I feel like it makes this piece look so much more immersive because whatever surface you put this on, it's going to look like water is jetting out, right? At least in my opinion. But the crashing waves, I love them. And I have the acrylic rod there. I don't think I need it yet, but it's there just in case. The sculpt work is so deep. Look at all these ridges here. This is plastic, and I'm glad that they went with it because it's just so pretty. All the different tones of clear blue from the darker to the lighter to all the way to the white tips here. And look at these sculpted little tendrils of the waves. Like, I find them to be weirdly very cute and charming and just adds a lot of movement to the waves. Then we move on here to the rocky bottom base, which is, I believe, the only part of this piece that is resin. I think they did a pretty solid job on the paintwork on the rocks. And we have this random magnetic piece. I guess they had that so it wouldn't break in transit. Unfortunately, very prevalent seam line. We've got these cute little starfish and seashells throughout the bottom here. Unfortunately, they need some shade work because they look way too brand new. Like they have not been on the rocky bottom depths for far long enough. But you know what? It adds to the environment of the piece. And then we move on to the top of the crashing waves on Senhime. And is that not a gorgeously sculpted foot? Even her toenails are sculpted. Beautiful. Very pretty ombre effect with the navy blue at the bottom and the light blue with the metallic paint finish. And then we move on up to those sexy long sculpted legs to one of my favorite parts of the figure. The scales on her thighs, which let me get the ring light to give you guys a full fantasy. So pretty. Just the way the light hits the scales. I love it. I love it. Now we move on to her clothing. I think the pattern print job on the obi is very pretty. The sculpt work and all her accessories on her obi are good. The paint work is not as sharp as I would like it to be, but it is fine. I love the vibrancy and the mix of patterns. Unfortunately, there's just basically no shade work. I wish that there was more shade work to give it more depth and more oomph to separate all the pieces, but at least it looks pretty. These tassels, bane of my existence. And weirdly enough, they have a lot of shade work. They are not attached to the obi as you would think. They are attached to her sleeve. Oh God, I don't want to break it. Her sleeve underneath has the teeniest, tiniest little peg and the teeniest, tiniest little hole. Same for this piece. If you have large phalanges, this will take some time. Moving up to her top, I like the little fabric folds here on her chest. Good paint job, but just once again, basically no shade work. But look at that tantalizing shoulder and armpit. Then we'll move on down to layers upon layers upon layers of luscious robes. Like, oh my God, these ruffles, they're just doing it for me, y'all. And the really cool thing is even though majority of her robes are covering her body, all the details are still sculpted in. Like her arm is in there, her hands are there, the rest of her robe, her fins. So I'm glad that AniMester paid attention to detail, didn't skimp out. Really lovely to see that pop of red in the lining. Oh my God, these ruffles, I love it. Then we move on to the back of her robe, which I have to move out of the way for because it jets out so much. We live for the drama, we live for the drama. And weirdly enough, her robes actually do have a lot of depth. We have like, oh, by the way, look at the little fishies, they're so cute, I love them. We have like this deep purple blue color, this teal color, and then ending off with these like navy color at the end. I'm not sure I agree with this teal color in the middle, but at least it adds some dimension to her clothing. And also, interesting fact, they have this like glossy textured paint finish, and I don't know if that was intentional. Let me get the ring light. To me, it kind of reads she's fresh out of the water and her clothing is wet. Let me know what you guys think, but I was like, oh, that's an interesting texture. We of course have got these epic little tendrils of ruffles. Just look at every little ruffle that was sculpted in, the attention to detail, oof. Then we move on over to her very, very pretty fins. And I'm glad that they went with the translucent plastic. I think it just makes her look more ethereal. They're very pretty dark ombre tips, and each ridge is sculpted, which I appreciate. So satisfying. And of course, we can't call her a merfolk princess unless she had an epic mermaid tail. Look at that tail. I am so enchanted by this tail, you guys. Let me get the ring light once again to give you the full fantasy. So beautiful, stunning, stunning, stunning. And yes, each scale is sculpted in, and they even painted the outline for each one. Oh, and there's just so many beautiful different colors of blue. Look at all the different little fins here. Wow. The colors are so complementary. Beautiful, beautiful. Even these teeny tiny little scales are sculpted in, and because each one is sculpted in, just you can see each fin as if there's like this beautiful highlight when the light hits it. Just, oh my God, I'm so in love with that tail. Moving down to her tail fin. Oh my God. Okay, put it back in. Oh my God, it's gonna break. So like the rest of the fins, this is a thin brittle plastic. Unfortunately, the peg is the same material as this fin, and it took so long to fit this in there. Unfortunately, there is a gap. It's only a matter of time before this breaks. It really is. All you need to do is tap it gently and it's gonna snap off. So if you have her, be careful. That was kind of an oversight on AniMester's part. Then we move on to her epic weapon, which literally looks like it came out of the bottom of a coral reef. It is so intense, the sculpt work, every ridge. Ooh, wow.
And they even added shading, which looks really cool. Has a dark blue purple metallic paint finish, which makes it look so menacing. And I cannot believe I didn't notice it was a dolphin earlier. The pearl, of course, has a pearlescent paint finish, but it's very smooth and looks expensive, like a real pearl. The weapon is just so robust and huge. It amazes me how deep the pearl goes, and even the sculpted ridges on the inside. So intense. And then finally, we move on to the piece of resistance. The face. And y'all, I know I was being dramatic about the face and not knowing if I was gonna love it or not, but I'm here to tell you that all my fears and insecurities have been washed away because I love her. I love her, I love her, I love her. I think she is breathtaking in person. I've never had a figure with inset eyes, but oh my God, they're just so beautiful. And I think people online said like, it kind of looks like she can follow you, which I can agree to. Yeah, I think I can agree to that. It just has this added element of realism. Maybe some people find it creepy, but I find it enchanting. I don't know if they're plastic or glass inset eyes, but I'm just going to assume that they're plastic. But moving away from the eyes, great eyebrows. Rule of thumb, the best eyebrow color is 2 to 3 shades darker than the rest of the hair. Very clean eyeliner, beautiful red eye makeup, flattering nose, and is that lip gloss I see on her lips? Oh my God, that is one of my favorite things. They definitely changed her hair up for the promotional images. The promo images, it was pure white and didn't have as many strands sculpted in, and here they obviously made it more gray and added more sculpted strands, which I think is a great improvement from the promotional images. See the rest of her hair, all those beautifully sculpted strands, and her ponytail. But as you can tell, there's basically like no shade work to the hair, which is fine. At least the sculpt is deep enough to kind of create shadows. We unfortunately have a big blip here though of paint transfer, our first big boo-boo. Which, by the way, these tassels on the top of her head, beautiful. Incredibly delicate, malleable plastic. Like, in true honesty, it's a freaking miracle that the tassels and parts of the hat did not break off. I don't know how I got so lucky, but I'm guessing maybe the paint transferred from this piece here to here. I mean, it's not a big deal. I could probably just get a magic eraser or maybe move this. But yeah, just be wary that these pieces are so fragile. But maybe one thing that I'm really not happy with is her ear fin. I don't know why they made the tips translucent. I don't understand this. Maybe mine has a defect, but her other ear is the same. To me, it looks unfinished. But maybe I'll be brave enough to color the whole thing myself. I don't know. I don't understand this choice. But yes, that is everything. I think I covered all the highlights for Princess Senhime. And although she is breathtaking, stunning, she definitely comes with her own issues, which I will get into right now. Impactful, innovative, looks like a resin. What if I told you that there is not a single metal peg on her and that everything is held together by short little plastic pegs? Oh, I was so surprised by that. Maybe the biggest peg is right underneath her foot here with a big chunky one. And there is also this rectangular hole here on the crashing wave for her tail to lay upon. And I'm also hoping that the staff will help with the balance, but let me show you something that kind of gives me a heart attack. Yeah, I am hoping that there will not be bad leaning issues in a couple of years. We will see. Could have definitely used some metal pegs for this piece. I mean, it's a very ambitious piece. Her hair peg here, very, very short malleable plastic peg. I think the hair is supposed to be up higher, but because of the weight, that's not going to happen. Not a big issue. But the staff weapon. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. I felt like I had to break apart this figure to fit this in between the fabric. Like, it feels like you're tearing apart your figure to fit this in between. It made the most horrific noises, and I can guarantee, unfortunately, that there's going to be paint transfer. Moving back up here. Oh, by the way, she has gorgeously sculpted hands, and also even like these long red nails at the end of her gloves. Beautiful. She's supposed to be holding her staff, right? No, she ain't. I guess because of the fabric folds getting in the way, she's not able to properly grasp the end of it. And sorry, if you see white in her hands, because there's museum putty. I tried. Here. Yeah. It just comes out no matter what position you try to put it in. I mean, I could attempt to kind of like bend the plastic with a hairdryer to go into her hand, or I could just have her always facing forward. Oh man. And I guess another little con, there are some paint blemishes, which I will try to show in picture form or video form, of the paint having some texture, and like I said, some small blemishes, but nothing that horrific besides that. I think that's the worst. Hi, it's 5 minutes later into the future, and of course it snaps off. Of course it snaps off the moment that I just barely lay a pinky on this. But yeah, hopefully that was informative for you guys who are thinking about picking her up, and I can tell that this video is going to be stupidly long again. Let me know if you like this format or not. I mean, I always usually do a voiceover, but today I don't have the time. Anyway, let us do some B-roll of Senhime, and then I will come back for a proper outro. And we're done. I have not looked over the video footage for this yet, and I can only assume it's gonna be chaos, so I am sorry. I apologize in advance. But oh my goodness, oh, what a journey.
what a journey to get here. This was definitely not the most ideal unboxing experience. We had some casualties along the way, but you know what? I am just riding that high of finally unboxing Senhime and assembling her, because that was like just over my head for the past few months. I was so worried that I was gonna unbox her and be disappointed. So it's such a relief that I love her as much as I do. Just the back and forth of like wanting her, canceling her, and then getting her again. So my question for you guys is, have you ever canceled an anime figure or figure, regretted it, and went on the hunt to get it back? I would love to know your own stories in the comments. Might also make me feel better about my own life choices. But I do believe Senhime is still available. I've seen her on super discount on AniMester, which is a way more appropriate price. I think it's still a little expensive for the shipping, but I would not overpay for her, because there are some websites that have like some crazy pricing. And even though she is stunning, impactful, gorgeous, wonderful, she does have her faults where I think they should lower the price. Like, you know, the fragility of some pieces, some paint blemishes. I also don't know how long she'll be okay in this pose, so try not to overpay if you can. But I really do hope that we get more Onmyoji scales in the future, because it is such a breathtakingly beautiful game with such amazing character designs. I know that NetEase is in limbo right now, especially producing a lot of their own figures, so here's hoping. I was absolutely gutted. I forget the name of the character, but I'll put a picture of him on the screen when he was canceled. Oh, he just looks so fabulous. And then I was like devastated when Taisha Kuten was canceled. Although I have heard that there's a possibility he still might happen. NetEase is just trying to find a new manufacturer. And I also have yet to get my deposit back for him from Sugo Toys. So I'm going to assume it's going to happen, because I need him to happen. I need him next to Senhime, okay? And there's also Shiranui that's going to be coming out by AniMester. Also looks just breathtaking. Unfortunately, she looks too big for me in my space, so if any of you guys pick her up, let me know and maybe show me some photos, because I would love to see. And with that, gosh, thank you guys so much if you made it this far, for joining me on this very, 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 very weird journey. The time you take to watch these videos never goes unnoticed, and I appreciate all of you so very much. And I wish all of you guys nothing but the best. I hope that this week treats you kindly. And until we meet again, my friends, goodbye.